Welcome back to Simple Mind Space, the podcast dedicated to helping you master your money and your mind. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible power of learning. We'll explore how to shift from passive information absorption to active, impactful learning that propels you towards success. Now, let me ask you something. How many of you think you have a fantastic memory? Go ahead, raise your hand. Okay. See, not too many hands shot up there. Now, how many of you think your memory could use some work? There we go, a much more enthusiastic response. Here's the thing. It doesn't really matter where you think you fall on that spectrum. Why? Because memory, my friends, is not a fixed trait. It's a skill. Just like any skill, it can be honed, sharpened, and even completely transformed with the right kind of training. Think about it like this. Imagine you've never lifted weights before in your life. You walk into a gym, see those experienced lifters throwing around massive weight, and think, there's no way I could ever do that. But then you start small. You work with a trainer, focus on proper form, and gradually increase the weight. Over time, you build muscle, gain strength, and eventually, you're lifting weights you never thought possible. Your memory is no different. With the right techniques and consistent practice, you can train your brain to remember more information, learn new skills faster, and ultimately achieve mastery in any area of your life. Now, I'm not just talking about memorizing grocery lists or remembering where you left your keys, although those are certainly helpful benefits. I'm talking about unlocking the true potential of your mind, the kind of potential that allows you to absorb knowledge like a sponge, effortlessly retaining information from books, articles, courses, and conversations. Become a lightning-fast learner, mastering new languages, software programs, musical instruments, or any other skill you set your mind to. Unlock a world of opportunities by becoming a highly sought-after expert in your field, able to command higher salaries, negotiate better deals, and create a life of abundance and impact. But here's the catch. Simply consuming information is not enough. We live in a world overflowing with information. Books, articles, videos, podcasts, it's all at our fingertips 24/7. But here's the thing, if all we do is consume without ever applying what we're learning, we fall into the trap of passive learning. Passive learning is like filling a bathtub without plugging the drain. Sure, you're pouring in a lot of information, but it's not really sticking. It's not transforming you or your life in any meaningful way. To truly unlock the transformative power of learning, we need to shift from passive information consumers to active knowledge creators. We need to move from shallow learning to deep, meaningful learning that sticks with us for the long haul. So how do we do that? Well, I've spent years studying the science of memory and learning, and I've developed a simple yet powerful framework that anyone can use to become a master learner. I call it the Learn, Reflect, Implement, Share framework. Let's break it down step by step. 1. Learn the power of focused attention. The first step, of course, is to learn. Seems obvious, right? But here's the thing. It's not just about the quantity of information you consume, but the quality of your attention while you're consuming it. Think about a time when you were completely engrossed in a book, a movie, or a conversation. You were so present, so engaged, that the rest of the world seemed to fade away. Time flew by, and you absorbed every detail effortlessly. That, my friends, is the power of focused attention. And it's the key to unlocking deep, meaningful learning. In our hyper-connected world, distractions are lurking around every corner. Notifications pinging, emails flooding in, social media beckoning. It's no wonder so many of us struggle to focus. But here's the thing. Every time we give in to a distraction, every time we multitask our way through a learning session, we're essentially short-circuiting our brain's ability to learn and retain information. So how do we cultivate laser-like focus? Eliminate distractions. This might seem obvious, but it's amazing how often we try to learn with our phones buzzing, emails popping up, and multiple tabs open on our computers. Create a dedicated learning space free from distractions. Silence your phone, close unnecessary tabs, and let your loved ones know you're not to be disturbed. Single task. Resist the urge to multitask. Our brains are not wired to effectively handle multiple complex tasks simultaneously. Focus on one learning activity at a time and give it your undivided attention. Time blocking. Schedule dedicated blocks of time for learning, just like you would for any other important appointment. Treat these blocks as sacred and non-negotiable. Active engagement. Don't just passively consume information. Take notes, highlight key points, summarize concepts in your own words, and ask yourself questions about the material. The more actively engaged you are, the better you'll retain the information. 2. Reflect, the art of turning information into knowledge. The second step in our learning journey is reflection. This is where we bridge the gap between simply consuming information and truly internalizing it. Reflection is about taking a step back after a learning session and asking ourselves some key questions. What were the main takeaways? What resonated with me most deeply? How can I apply this information to my life, my work, or my relationships? What are some concrete actions I can take based on what I've learned? Reflection helps us solidify the information in our minds and connect it to our existing knowledge base. It's like taking a beautiful piece of fabric and sewing it into the tapestry of our understanding. Here are some effective reflection techniques. Journaling. Keep a learning journal and jot down your thoughts, insights, and action steps after each learning session. Create visual representations of the key concepts and their connections. Summarize the main points in your own words, forcing yourself to process and synthesize the information. Discussion. Find a learning buddy or join a study group to discuss the material and share insights. Implement. From knowledge to action, from theory to results. The third step, implementation, is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we take all that newfound knowledge and put it into action. This is where we transform theory into tangible results. Here's the thing. Knowledge without action is like a car without an engine. It might look nice sitting in your garage, but it's not going to get you very far. To truly master anything, we need to move beyond the realm of ideas and into the arena of action. Here are some tips for effective implementation. Start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life or business overnight. Choose one or two small, actionable steps you can take immediately and focus on building momentum. Set realistic goals. Break down larger goals into smaller, more manageable milestones. This makes the implementation process less daunting and more achievable. Create accountability. Tell a friend, family member, or mentor about your goals and ask them to hold you accountable. You can also join a mastermind group or hire a coach to provide support and encouragement. Track your progress. Regularly review your progress and celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. This helps you stay motivated and on track. 4. Share. The gift of teaching and the power of encoding. The final step in our learning framework is sharing. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, I'm not a teacher. I'm not ready to share my knowledge with the world. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. Sharing doesn't have to mean standing in front of a classroom or delivering a TED Talk. It can be as simple as having a conversation with a friend or colleague about what you're learning. Writing a blog post or article summarizing your key takeaways. Creating a short video explaining a concept to others. Mentoring or coaching someone who's just starting out in your field. The act of teaching, even in these informal ways, forces us to organize our thoughts, solidify our understanding, and identify any gaps in our knowledge. It's like taking a mental inventory of everything we've learned and making sure it's neatly arranged on the shelves of our minds. So there you have it, the Learn, Reflect, Implement, Share framework for becoming a master learner. It's a simple yet powerful process that can transform your life, your career, and your relationships. Now, I want to leave you with a challenge. The next time you're learning something new, don't just passively consume the information. Put this framework into action. Engage fully, reflect deeply, implement consistently, and share generously. I guarantee that you'll be amazed by the results. Thanks for tuning in to Simple Mind Space. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes packed with valuable insights and actionable strategies to help you master your money and your mind. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep shining bright.